cut what we're doing, look at what we're spending money on, and bring that money back, reevaluate it, build infrastructure, clean up Fort Bend County Commissioners Court, and try to bring in industry and business to alleviate some of the burden that's being put on the homeowners in Fort Bend County.
Thank you. So Eddie, I'll start you with the next question, and I've already touched on it. What, if any, issues do you have with the county's infrastructure? What, if anything, would you do to make improvements, especially in areas where the population is underserved?
Oh, I have major issues with our county's infrastructure. We're not treating everybody equally, especially the underserved communities, and they're mad about it. They let it be known, and I'm listening. I'm going to every nook and cranny of this county, talking and having conversations about what's wrong, and it turns around to prioritization of how you spend the budget. So you need to get your priorities straight, and then it's also, you need to generate more revenue, right? So less dependency on residential taxes and more innovation, more thought processes around how we're gonna, improve our county fair. How are we gonna improve our parks and recreation? How are we gonna improve our energy crisis that we're gonna be upcoming and facing? All of these things have to be looked upon. And I encourage everyone to take a look at my website or go in my booth out there and see how we can generate $100 million more.
Thank you, Dexter.
Well, I sure do feel a whole lot better about our infrastructure than the infrastructure in Houston. You know, when you're crossing into the Fort Bend County line by the quality of our road, we should be really proud of that. But that doesn't mean that it's where it needs to be. The fact that you have to have a car in Fort Bend County in order to survive is ridiculous. In any major thriving metropolitan area, they have a great advanced public transportation system. We need to develop that here, investing in bus rapid transit in Fort Bend County so that you don't have to sit in the traffic on the West Park Tollway. You can actually hop on a bus and get to downtown in 25 minutes. That is what we need to be investing in. The fact that seniors, some of whom don't drive anymore, can't rely on Fort Bend Transit is a real big issue. So when we talk about infrastructure, that's one. The other part is drainage. We need to take care of our drainage infrastructure. What we did was we got a drainage consultant on to help us go after grants to be able to invest in drainage improvements, and that's at zero cost to the county, because we said you only get paid for the money that you bring into the county. That's the sort of work we need to be doing to improve infrastructure.
Repeat the question for me.
Yes. What issues do you have with the county's infrastructure? What would you do to make improvements, especially in areas where the population is underserved?
Lack thereof, right? The lack thereof in infrastructure. We're building to satisfy the needs of our friends, the developers, our friends, the engineering firms, before we set the infrastructure that's ready for the communities that we're building all over the undeveloped areas of Fort Bend County. And because we're spending so much time in the undeveloped areas of Fort Bend County, we've forgotten the established neighborhoods in Fort Bend County. That has to change. Again, driving our policy in Fort Bend County. Money, ambition, power, not the people of Fort Bend County. Infrastructure first, establish neighborhoods first, then we look to start building the new communities in Fort Bend County.
Thank you.
Infrastructure is a major problem in Fort Bend County. And I said this in the last forum. It took me more than an hour to get to my sister's home. From Highway 6 to 99. And that's a problem. So we need to work with TxDOT and to figure out how we can better control the traffic and create a better, okay, I got 30 seconds. We need to work with TxDOT to better control the problem that we have with our infrastructure in Fort Bend County. And I say all the time, we can stand up here and we can say, we can give you the feel-good stuff, but in reality, we have to be realistic. And in reality, the problem is not an easy fix. Okay.
Okay. Sorry. Dexter, I'll start with you on the next question. What does Fort Bend County do well that makes it one of the most attractive counties for people to live in? What do you intend to do to keep Fort Bend County strengthened and one of the best places to live, work, and play?
Yes, that's a great question. What does Fort Bend County do well? We are one of few counties in the state of Texas with an expansive parks and recreational system. Many other counties, you go to, the cities take care of it, and outside of that, good luck. But we have been really grateful for our parks and recreational facilities. We are building facilities like Commissioner Preston just opened up this past weekend, Boys and Girls Club, that give kids positive things to do, a hope for their future. We're about to break ground on Tuesday on a senior center in Mission Bend that'll provide healthcare access to many people who get locked outside of it. With $2 million we receive in federal funding for that. Next Wednesday, we're going to break ground on a juvenile vocational education facility so that while those children are in our care, we're giving them skills to leave and be productive members and contributors to our society. What do we do well? Investing in our people, investing in our communities with our parks and recreational facilities, those third spaces for families.
Thank you. Christian.
The implementation of justice is being done well at the Fort Bend County Courthouse with limited resources, limited pay for the clerks, limited pay for the people that handle our business in the courthouse, limited pay for the people that patrol our streets, the limited pay that for road and bridge that are stretched too thin and not ready for major emergencies in Fort Bend County. The people of Fort Bend County come together. What we do well is we come together as a community, but we can do so much better for those people and others in Fort Bend County. Again, it starts with policy being set for the people of Fort Bend County. And more than that, the people that care for Fort Bend County, they're being ignored as well. So what do we do well? We hire well because these folks that are being overstretched, underpaid, are doing the job that we deserve. Thank you.
Thank you. Cynthia. What does Fort Bend County do well that makes it one of the most attractive counties for people to live in? What do you intend to do to keep Fort Bend strengthened and one of the best places to live, work, and play?
Okay, let me tell you something. I've lived in Fort Bend County more than 40 years, and I moved here because I felt it was the best place for me to raise my children. I have 3 sons who are all educated and raised in Fort Bend County. They're very successful young men, and I'm so grateful. And I have served this county, like I stated earlier, since 2007. And I'm here because Fort Bend has been the best place for me to raise my kids. And now I've had my grandson since birth. He's 10 years old. I'm raising him in Fort Bend County because, in my opinion, Fort Bend County is the best place to live. It's the best place to live in the state of Texas, and that's how I feel. And that's why I'm here. And I feel we can do so much more for our citizens. Thank you.
Thank you. Eddie.
So guys, I want to be very transparent here. I'm not here to maintain anything. I'm here to improve everything. I'm not happy with where we are. I want to take us to a level where everyone looks at us as the best county in Texas. Now, do we do things great? Absolutely, I live here, right? I've lived here for over 28 years. FBISD does a great job. My Sienna Crossing School, where my kids go, is a great place. People are moving here, migrating here at unparalleled levels. We're one of the fastest growing counties in the nation. There's a reason for that, right? Affordability, because people are coming from the West Coast, East Coast, Chicago and so on and so forth, places where they're too cold and they want to come over here for our weather. But, your power going out, power grids failing, that's not good. Your house is flooding, that's not good. You're paying too much and getting too little, that's not good. We need to innovate, we need to improve. Forget about maintenance, think about improvement, think about becoming the best.
Thank you. So Christian, back to you. Fort Bend County is one of the most diverse counties in the country. If elected as county judge, what will you do to ensure that diverse communities with different ethnic, socioeconomic, and religious backgrounds feel included and equally served throughout our county?
Make them part of the decision-making process. Right now, they're being excluded. We're the most diverse county in the United States. We're a battleground state. And if we can learn how to work together and do things for the best, for the betterment of our community, I think we can become the blueprint for the rest of the country. But let's talk about the diversity. Why aren't we utilizing the connections of our diverse community to their home countries? We should be, and we will be under my leadership, the international hub for business in Fort Bend County. What we have over Harris County, they're out of land. Man, we've got land to build, and instead of bringing in industry and business, we're just building homes. We need to do better, but it's going to start by having an ambassador that can go into these countries and help sell Fort Bend County and bring this business back to us. Thank you.
Thank you. Cynthia? What does Fort Bend County is one of the most diverse counties in the country. If elected as county judge, what will you do to ensure that diverse communities with different ethnic, socioeconomic, and religious backgrounds feel included and equally served throughout our county?
Okay, that's really an easy question for me because I've served in 3 different positions and they were nonpartisan, which means that I served everyone in Fort Bend County. It had nothing to do with race, religion, color, or creed. I served from here, from my heart. And serving from my heart means that I serve everyone. And I will continue to serve everyone. This is a partisan race, but I don't feel partisan. I'm not partisan. I'm about people. And I pour into the needs of my community. And that's what I've done since 2007. I've poured into the needs of the people. I don't care about your skin tone. I don't care where you come from. I serve on behalf of the people. And I will continue to do that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Elliot?
So I'm going to build some amazing initiatives that are going to help take care of bringing communities better together. It's awesome that we're the most diverse county in the nation, but with diversity comes some challenges. Communities of different backgrounds need to get to know each other better, and we need to facilitate that. One of my initiatives is to put out an International Food and Wine Festival for our county. Showcase over 100 cuisines and 100 cultures, celebrate cultures, share cultures, get to know each other better, right? So if we're gonna be 70% diverse community, then we need to figure out how to get people to come together. I have a shared plate concept, which is a community kitchen, where they're gonna teach cooking classes for over 100 different cuisines. Stop food wastage, bring people together. Nothing brings people together better than food. Everybody over here loves to eat. At least if you live in Houston, that's one of the best things here to do, right? Food. Food is our play and our everything else, to be honest with you, right? So that's what I would do.
Thank you. Dexter, close us out.
These are all really great ideas. I love it. We need to form our own little council to work all of this after this is done. But I'll talk about how we make people feel like they belong here. That's very important. Because we're living in a backdrop where we have a governor who would tell Muslims that you don't belong here and that you're terrorists, who would tell South American and Central American immigrants that you are criminals and you need to be deported. But we need to be making sure that we're building a community where people feel seen and heard. That's why speaking up when folks and defending people here, when they are being attacked and their communities are being attacked, not just playing nice and saying we can't call names, that's important. You call out the evil when you see it. The other thing I would say is we need to make sure that people are at the table. When I first came into office, we formed transition committees to come up with my agenda. And there were people from every race, gender, creed, religion that was there. And that was incredible. And we came up with some really great ideas, the fruits of which you see every day in the work that we're doing. I think this is how we build communities where people feel like they belong, with leaders who speak up on their behalf and include them along the way.
Thank you. Let's give all of our candidates for Fort Bend County Judge a big round of applause. Thank you all. Okay. Now, our last forum for the night is our Fort Bend County Commissioner.
Can we just say thank you?
Oh,
Thank you for having us. We really appreciate
Absolutely.
it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, so candidates report, County Commissioner Precinct 2 and Precinct 4. Come on up.
How are you? Good to see you again. If we go down.
Yourselves within 60 seconds. So anyway, Maggie Solomon, we will start with you, and Maggie is a candidate in Precinct 4.
All right, so for the last people who are staying here this evening, and to my commissioners who are sitting with me, Maggie Solomon here, one of your contenders running for Precinct 4. I am a local mom, a CPA, entrepreneur. I am running because I believe change needs to happen. I have been a victim of home invasion and also a person who has had flooding in their homes. So I understand the concerns of what residents are going through, and I want to bring a change to our county in our precinct.
Thank you. Next up is April Jones, who is also running for Precinct 4.
Good evening, everyone. My name is April Jones. I came here from Akron, Ohio in 1981. I am running for Commissioner of Precinct 4 because I am the best candidate. I am experienced and ready to lead on day one. I want to address the priorities of the budget. I understand that safety is most important. I understand our constables are being paid not at what they should be paid. So that's an issue I would take on. Also the budget, going in and auditing the budget, making sure there's no wasteful spending there. and also infrastructure. I think that's been talked about by my previous colleagues there. Infrastructure and roads. As the Fort Bend grows, we are going to have to address our infrastructure issues, such as our roads and bridges and water areas. But anyway, I'm running to be your Commissioner of Precinct 4, and thank you for your time and attention. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up is Larry Blackman. He is candidate for Precinct 2.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for staying, sticking around, all 14 of you. I am Larry Blackman, running for County Commissioner Precinct 2. I've been a long-time resident of Fort Bend Precinct 2 in Fort Bend County. 33 years as a school teacher here, and had a lot of experience with a lot of families, but I bring those expertise and education that I have and experience that I have coming from the city of Houston, city of Galveston, and with a couple of master's degrees from Texas Southern University, that being in urban and regional planning and the other in public administration. I've worked with NAACP and other organizations, but I'm proud to say I'm ready to serve on day one.
Thank you. Next, we have Grady Prestage, who is the current Commissioner for Precinct 2.
Good evening. I'm Grady Prestage, a licensed civil engineer from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I'm a husband. I'm a father. I moved to Fort Bend County in 1981, and my election as Precinct 2 Commissioner marked the first time that an African American has served on the Fort Bend County Commissioner's Court since Reconstruction. I am the longest serving county elected official in the history of Fort Bend County. I've been very busy. I've been responsible for most of the growth and development in Fort Bend County. I founded the Toll Road Authority. I created the Parks and Recreation Department. And 30 seconds is very fast. I've got a long history of service in Fort Bend County. I spent my entire adult life in public service. I have the passion, the knowledge, the competence, and the wherewithal to continue to lead Fort Bend County at a high level. I'm ready to work with you, work for you, to get it done. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So, April, I'll start with you on this question. In considering running for the position of County Commissioner, what personal experiences, professional development opportunities, and/or educational opportunities have you availed yourself to that have prepared you for this position? Succinctly stated, what is your why, and what has prepared you for this office?
So, my experience is I'm a paralegal. I've been a paralegal since '92. I have a BA in political science. I'm also the current Fort Bend, the former Fort Bend Democratic Party treasurer, and also an elected official on the MUD board. I'm also a former captain and precinct chair. I'm also a small business owner. I think those traits, being a small business owner, helps me to understand the budget. I've been working in the oil and gas industry my entire career, so I've gotten a chance to travel around the world and talk to different cultures of people. So diversity in Fort Bend is definitely a plus here. So I would be ready to serve on day one, auditing that budget to ensure that I can see where the money is going on Commissioner's Court. Thank you.
Thank you. Larry.
As I stated in the opening, I have educated in the area of everything has to do with County Commissioner. I used to work with Parks and Recreation in the city of Houston, and I also serve on 3 boards with the city of Houston to this day. The Industrial Board, Higher Education Board, and also the health facilities. All of those experiences I plan on bringing to the job when I come to be the County Commissioner real soon.
Thank you. Brady, what accomplishments are you most proud of during your time as the Commissioner?
I think the most beneficial, most gratifying thing has been my work with Boys and Girls Clubs. Fort Bend County has 5 Boys and Girls Clubs. We opened the newest one this past weekend. It's the one thing that made me cry in this job. When we built the first club, it was such a labor of love. I had to fight uphill to get it done because there were a lot of folks who just didn't want to have it because of where it was located, right there in the heart of Precinct 2. We got it done, and that club, when it opened up, in the first month, they had about 3,000 members. Amazing. We led to other clubs, and now it's the standard. Everybody wants to do it right now. But if I would pick one thing, one moment in time that was really most gratifying, was open that first Boys and Girls Club, and me fighting back tears because of the difference that it's going to make in all the lives of all those children. So that's it. I have a lot of other accomplishments, but that's number one.
Thank you. So Maggie, what is your why for this office?
Well, I will have to say my why is because I want to serve the people. You need a commissioner who is willing, who is accessible, and willing to work with diversity in different backgrounds. Now, what makes me a prime candidate? Well, number one, I'm a CPA been a CPA for the last 26 years, working in public accounting. So I understand what it is to budget, have transparency and ethical standards. In addition, in my career, early in my career, I work with the Greater Houston Partnership, where I work in bringing tourism to the city of Houston, specifically to the hotels. So growing, as Fort Bend is continuing to do, I can continue to implement those areas. Third of all, I'm also a small business owner, so I understand what it is to work with tight budgets when you have to stretch every dollar in every area. And fourth, I think I've also, and I said this in my opening speech, I've lived those experiences. So I understand what the residents are going through.
Okay, thank you. So Larry, I'll start with you on this. The commissioners and the county judge each have an equal vote on commissioners' court. The county judge does not manage the commissioners, nor do the commissioners manage the county judge. Please outline the key duties and responsibilities of a county commissioner and detail how that differs from the role of the county judge.
That's great. A lot of educated people and concerned people don't even know what the county commissioner's job is. So those custodial responsibilities of infrastructure, which was stated earlier, bridges, roads, drainage, water, parks, and also being a part of setting the budget for making sure that our constables within our precinct have the proper amount of manpower and equipment in order to deal with it.
Thank you. Great.
The statutory responsibility for a member of Commissioner's Court is to be the budgetary body for the county. Everything else comes from that. You express your desires, your priorities, by where you put the money, the tax rate you set, and how you prioritize the spending of that tax rate. In county government, there are a lot of statutory things that we have to do. We have to fund the sheriff's department, the county clerk, the court system. Those things are mandatory. You don't have much choice. It's what you do with discretionary parts that make a difference from a average county to a great county. So Fort Bend County, I'm proud and I'll own everything that's happened since January 1st, 1991, the good and the bad. But Fort Bend County is the envy of the state and the country. There's not many places you can go where folks are proud of Fort Bend County. You don't find people walking around saying, I live in Harris County. Something special about living in Fort Bend County. We have that chip on our shoulder. It's well deserved.
Thank you. Maggie?
As other people here were saying, number one is prioritizing our budget, our funds, and making sure that it's going to each department and being allocated responsible. One of the things people always ask is, how are you going to allocate those funds? Because each department has an emergency. And as a commissioner, you just need to understand and prioritize each department, what is going to be needed in those areas. And also bringing transparency to the residents and helping them understand how their money is being utilized and why it may be taking longer than necessary, and what other things are necessary in order to bring in those other projects, infrastructure, flood mitigation, or parks and recreation.
Thank you. April? Could you repeat the question, please? Yes. The Commissioners Court and the County Judge each have an equal vote on Commissioners Court. The County Judge does not manage the Commissioners, nor do the Commissioners manage the County Judge. Please outline the key duties and responsibilities of a County Commissioner and detail how that differs from the role of the County Judge.
Sure. So the commissioner's responsibility, they are the liaison between the community and commissioner's court. They also make policy. They also are responsible for the budget. That's a huge one, the budget. It's making sure money is allocated to the right areas within Precinct 4. They ensure questions are answered by citizens in Precinct 4. If there's issues, they have to address those issues as well. So it's policy making, the liaison between the community. It's working with all, it's a collective effort to work with all agencies within one commissioner's court. So that's what a commissioner's responsibilities is.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Grady, what are your top 3 priorities if reelected as commissioner?
Well, first of all, we finished the work we have going on. We passed the bond election, at least the voters voted for it in 2023, 750 so million in mobility projects, 156 million in parks projects. And it takes a while to get those things implemented. I'm happy to say that we got a lion's share of that in Precinct 2. We got $20 million improvements to Kitty Hollow Park, $8 million improvements to Blue Ridge Park. We have $23 million in improvements to Mustang Park and Community Center with a natatorium and a gymnasium. We've got dozens of road projects. Digging in and getting the work together, getting it done is what's the priority. It's hard to list 2 or 3 different items because I've got a laundry list of things, including some things that are hard to talk about right now because they're not done yet, and it's oftentimes dangerous to talk about the deal before it's done. But there'll be enough to say grace over.
Thank you. Maggie, what are your top 3 priorities if elected as commissioner?
Well, number 1, obviously there's going to be projects pending as if any commissioner is elected. So my job would definitely go in there in the first 90 days, making sure what is pending out there and make it very clear what are going to be my future projects and what we're also give credit to the current commissioner, because I want to be very transparent. I don't want to take where credit has that is not mine. Second of all, I want to make sure that we create a budget and make sure that we audit our budget currently. Right now, our budget is in a crisis for Precinct 4. As a CPA, I understand of looking at that line item by line item and making sure we are not doing wasteful spending, such as doing roundabouts that look like Legos when we could have just put a 4-way stop. Third of all, we need to make sure that we need to feel safe in our communities. As a victim of home invasion, I feel highly, it's very important that we prioritize funding for where it needs to be for public safety.
Thank you. April?
My top 3 priorities, if elected as your commissioner in Precinct 4, is again to audit the budget. That's the first priority, because you can't do anything if you don't have the funds, and if we don't know where they're going. So I think auditing the budget to find out where the money is going, what is our budget. Secondly is safety. Try to look at and assess what the constables are being paid. Why is there a shortage of constables? Because if we have a shortage of constables, we can't be safe in our community. So I want to look at that issue as well. That's very critical to everyone in precinct 4 and everyone else in the city. Third is infrastructure, our roads, bridges, making sure that we have a plan in place because obviously the next couple of years, we're going to surpass 1 million within Fort Bend County. So we need to be ready and have a plan in place to address the growth. Thank you.
Thank you, Larry.
Health facilities, roads, and parks. We need all three of them, and it won't take 40 years to do it.
Thank you. Okay, so last question, Maggie. Do you believe Fort Bend County is on a firm financial footing? If not, what steps would you take to help ensure that we are on firmer financial footing?
So we definitely are in a financial situation currently. However, like as I mentioned to you previously before, as a CPA, looking at line by line item, we need to make sure that we're not doing wasteful spending where it does not need to be going. Also, we need to make sure that when we are working with developers or anyone who's going to come and build in our area, we are not just looking just because we think that person is going to, just give us the price. We need to make sure that we're holding that specific developer accountable in everything that they do, because as a person being also having their home flooded, I think that's very important.
Thank you. April? Yes. Do you believe Fort Bend County is on firm financial footing? If not, what steps would you take to help ensure that we are?
So I don't believe Fort Bend is on strong financial footing. Again, as stated earlier, the budget would need to be audited. I would do an assessment to see what money, where the money has been, where has it been allocated. So I would definitely go in and audit, do a strong audit, and just basically talk to the employees there that have been, managing the budget. So that would be the most critical priority for me. Thank you.
Thank you. Larry?
I would probably misspeak if I just jumped in saying what's wrong with the budget, because I don't know everything is going. It would have to be an incumbent to really know where all the money is really spent. But I do know this, as when I worked as an administrative assistant to the city manager in Galveston, Texas, my main job was to work with the grants department. And that's really where I worked out of. And I do know that I learned that grants are available and the various kinds of grants, and I learned how to get them and who to contact to get these grants in order to help the county and the city.
Thank you. Brady, close us out.
The state of our county is fine. It's wonderful. We have AA+ bond rating. We reduced the tax rate since I've been here, 6 cents down to 41 cents. This is the best possible place you can possibly be. It's a great time to be a public servant and a great time to be in this wonderful county, Fort Bend County. I'll repeat again, the state of this county is great financially. We're in great shape, and we're poised to continue to be a great county for many years to come. I intend to be here for another 4 years and beyond to make sure that we continue the trajectory we're on.
Thank you. This is a big round of applause for all the candidates here. So anyway, that concludes the formal part of our program. So thank you all so much for staying till the end. Thank you to all of our candidates. Thank you to the Missouri City Chamber and for the partners and all of the sponsors. And so candidates will be around for a few minutes to answer any questions with you one-on-one. So again, early voting starts on Tuesday and it goes through Friday, May the 27th. And then Election Day is Tuesday, May 3rd.
February 27th. February 27th.
Sorry.
May.
Yes, sorry. Tuesday goes through February 27th, Friday, actually, election, Tuesday, March 3rd. So go to FortWayneCountyTex.gov to find out where polling locations are, also get sample ballots. So again, thank you all for coming.
So before you all leave, you can just give us a minute of your time. I do want to thank our sponsors, Constable Daryl Smith. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for sponsoring this event and helping us out here. Mr. Paula Count, thank you so much. And our beautiful, beautiful county attorney, thank you. Thank you all for working all day, coming here and spending time with us. And Miss Lovely Mayor Carol, we truly appreciate you. Thank you. Y'all have a good night.
All the elected officials, please get together. Elected officials. Okay, smile, please. Thank you.
Thank you.
And then we have Matt Worley. Yeah, Robert and Hopkins. Yeah, Bill Sykes. And my question.
Does it make sense?